nice. I'd watch it. If you told me that down the pub, I'd be like, well, have you got it with you? Or can we share it? Like, can I have, like, a couple of days with it?
Ladies and gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
Try and take me to the madhouse. To the madhouse. To the madhouse. Try and take me to the madhouse. To the madhouse. To the madhouse.
Welcome back to the Madhouse Series 2, where we are dipping our little webbed feet into all things aquatic-based horror. My name is Jimmy, and with me tonight is the only man in recorded history to complete a width of the pool fully dressed as a thing of childhood nightmares himself, Michael Jackson. It's Joey! Blech!
Wow, what did I do?
You remember that time you swam the width of a pool dressed as Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Or have I dreamt that?
I don't remember doing it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
That was Halloween, though, right? Because he's a Halloween character, isn't he?
Sure, he is now.
Jacko.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
I'd say he is. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. This episode 2. And, well, we're delving deep not just into the depths of moist horror, but into the depths of horror history.
Oh, okay.
With the 1954 classic Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, the lagoon.
Lagoon.
Lovely.
It's a nice word. But first, we're going to do a booze reviews.
Yes, get that booze cracking.
Who's going first, you or me?
Who went first last time?
I think it was you.
Okay, you go first this time then.
Okay, well, this time I have the classic Lagoon drink.
Okay.
A massive bottle of Desperados.
Wow, that is massive. And that's probably the first time you've heard that.
Yep.
That is big.
So, Desperados is a beer with tequila flavoring in it.
That's true, flavouring, yeah.
5.9%. And, yeah. It even says tequila flavoured on the front now. I don't think it used to. I think they used to try and get away with people thinking there was tequila in it.
Yeah, I'm sure you're correct, actually, yeah.
I've opened that and it smells straight away of sweat and
Does
the early noughties in there.
That's why they put the lime in the top so you can't smell it.
Yeah. I don't have any lime. I should have got some lime.
Yeah, you should. That is a fucking hefty bottle. Oh, look at that. Drink it down, boy.
Yeah, that takes me back to Rock City and the Maze in Nottingham.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Splashing out the cash. Well, I've gone on a similar tip to thinking of kind of that kind of flavour. The heat, the warmth, the wet. I've gone with, now I don't know if you've heard about this, but you probably have. It's a Wagwan bomb.
I have
You
not heard
about
of
a
that.
Wagwan bomb?
I have not heard of a Wagwan bomb.
Oh, okay. A Wagwan bomb.
What are you talking
Okay.
about?
Talking about this.
What is it? I know what it's called now.
So it's a melon cherry mixed with rum clat.
Okay.
It's very nice. It's very strong. And it's also kind of an energy drink.
Excellent. Have you had it before?
Yes, I have. It's 8% this in this tiny little can.
Wow.
So I'm going to be off my tits.
Did you get just
And
the one?
I've only got the one, which is good because I drank 2 the other week and I was just constantly listening to dancehall music on YouTube. And my wife was not very happy about that. She was like, 1 sip of that and he thinks he's Jamaican.
You know,
Anyway, I'm going to have a quick sip of this. Whoa. Ugh. I mean, it's tasty.
Yeah. That cringy face screams, this tastes nice. But also,
Well, it's energy.
it's a bit strong and sweet.
Yeah,
Is
it
it
is
sweet?
Very, very sweet, very like an energy drink. But if you get Wagwan in just by itself, it's very nice. It's a kind of a bit like Buckfast, I
Very
think,
nice.
Wagwan. If I explaining it to you, it'd be like that.
Yeah,
Mix that with Red Bull, and that's what you got.
sweet.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
I remember the first time I had Desperados. I think it was some place in Nottingham. I was with Nat, and she said, "Have you ever had Desperados before?" And I said, "No, what's that?" She said, "You'll get absolutely hammered." So I drank it.
Okay.
I don't know why I did get absolutely hammered, but I don't know if it was because it was stronger than other beers, or because it tastes so sweet. You just drink a lot. You don't really.
Yeah, maybe.
Drink it.
I'll question her on that because she doesn't seem like the person. She's grown out of that apparently because
Out of what?
I've never seen her drink one. The Desperados.
Well, it's when it came out and everyone went, "Oh, what's this? That's in a cool bottle," and then everyone drank it for a while and then stopped.
Oh yeah, that's Mexican. No, it's not. It's brewed in Leeds or
Yeah.
something.
I'll tell you where it's brewed, probably.
Norfolk, Canterbury, Gravesend, somewhere like that. I mean, it's not.
The Netherlands.
Well, okay, that's fine.
I mean, well,
Cold.
yeah, it's still not. It doesn't suit the name and the style.
No,
of,
it's not Mexico.
No.
But hey, right, okay.
That's the Brews reviews. I like mine.
Yeah.
You like yours. Du-du-du-du-du.
I think I won mine down to strength,
Oh, you win. Yeah, because yeah.
and it's a better can.
You can imagine me just buying Desperados to drink it, but yeah, yours it's come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Nice.
thanks.
You went for the red wine route that I went for last week.
Which was kudos to that. Well done, sir.
Right, should we do some film facts?
Yeah, let's do it.
So it was released in March 1954, directed by Jack Arnold, made $1.3 million at the box office, which I calculated using an infallible tool, the internet,
Nice.
and it's about 50 million of current day dollars, which doesn't seem like a lot. That's not counting all the money it made since it wasn't in cinemas in the last nearly 70 years, I think. So
Yeah, it's got to be.
yeah. I'm not sure using an inflation tool to calculate the monetary success of a film is an accurate measure because of that. But because there's so many more people watching films now than would have gone to see a film at the cinema then.
Yeah.
You know? Purely
Yeah,
because there's
100%.
billions more people. Or
Yeah,
a billion
true.
or two. So, who knows? And the cost of a ticket has risen more than inflation.
How much is the ticket to the cinema nowadays?
It's like a tenner.
Oh, okay, it's still not that bad.
I think it's about a tenner, maybe 12, 15, don't know.
I like to watch it in comfort of my own house on a
Yeah.
nice 4K
Yeah.
ultra high def
See, I reckon
55 incher.
a water.
A 55 incher.
So I thought you said a 5.5 incher, and I thought we had something else in common we didn't know about. But I think the percentage of a population that sees a film in its initial release should be the measure of its success.
Yeah. Where did you get the gross worldwide box office cash from?
Where?
Yeah, where did you get that little stat from?
I would have checked it on IMDb, Wikipedia.
Well, I'm looking at
other
IMDb
sites.
and it says it only grossed worldwide $275.
What?
That's what it says on. That's what I'm looking at.
$275?
That's what I'm looking at. But no, I was thinking that can't be right. We'll go with yours.
Somewhere in between the two.
Yeah, maybe. We'll go with yours.
I think we probably should. $275 is surely that's around about what a place pays to show the film. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Fucking hell. Spawned a couple of sequels, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might watch them actually tomorrow. I've got nothing to do until later in the evening, so
What are they called?
crack that. But what they called?
Yeah.
Can't think of them off the top of my head. Like Return of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. You threw me a wild one there. I should have come prepared, but I haven't.
I have refound 1.3 million box office.
Okay.
And if you give me 1 sec. Yeah, it's 1.3 there as well, just on Google. So take that with whatever you want to take it with. Skepticism is the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Revenge of the creature
Oh, okay.
is one of them.
Does
Don't know what
he
the other
go
one was.
and try and scout out a university lab?
Yeah. Oh, the creature walks among us. That's the other one.
Okay. Right, I'm going to do
Aren't
some...
we?
I'm going to do the gist of it. It's my turn to do the gist of it.
Yeah, do that.
Right, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm
How
always
am I
ready.
supposed to do this? Like I'm down the pub telling you about the
Yeah,
film?
like I've never seen the film before. You've got to explain to me, like, oi, Jim, watch this film. This is
Right.
what it's about.
All right. So some science geezers in the Amazon find a suspiciously well-preserved ancient monster hand sticking quite helpfully out of a rock at head height. They decide the rest of the fossil must have been washed downstream into a lagoon, so naturally, off they go for a recce. But hold on to your oversized British Imperial Explorer hat. They only find a living human/fish monster, not only implying the existence of another intelligent species on Earth, but also suggesting an ancient human with a fish fetish is about to have his lustful fishy affair exposed. A dive is planned to photograph the being. One of the divers, unprovoked, shoots the fish man. As it is swimming away, then proceeds for the rest of the film to wonder why it's a bit miffed off at them being there in its previously peaceful, tranquil lagoon. A couple of people die, but it doesn't really matter because no one watching can remember their names, and there's science still to do, or money to be made, depending on whether you're backing the guy who wants to document the monster or the dude who wants its head on his study wall. Later in the film, the peace-craving monster falls in love with a token woman in the picture, suggesting the human-on-fish love of ancient times still burns strongly in his scaly loins. Either that, or he hasn't seen a fanny in those parts for centuries, and at this point only holds a goal. Unfortunately, consent hasn't been taught in these parts in that past time either, so he picks her up and abducts her, taking her to his cave where I presume he hopes to salt up her caviar. She is later rescued by the nicer of the two male leads, and they fall in love, allowing her to finally fulfill her 3 roles of a female character in 1950s films, those being damsel in distress, love interest, and scream operator. The boat escapes the lagoon after spraying a chemical substance around the place, and eventually shooting the fishman dead. That'll teach him to live miles away from anyone minding his own business. The end.
Oh, wow, you had me on salt in caviar. I think I'd watch this film.
I think that was a nice
I'll buy it
touch.
off you. How much you got? Is it? You've done a copy of it, have you?
I've got
How
a,
much is that?
I got a
Pirate?
VHS tape that's
Yeah.
pretty worn out, if we're honest. Especially around about the caviar scene.
I'll have it. How much? £2.
How much?
Yeah, £2. It's a dirty movie.
Yeah.
You made it sound like a dirty movie.
It's a dirty movie, isn't it?
It's nice. I'd watch it. If you told me that down the pub, I'd be like, "Well, have you got it with you, or can we share it? Like, can I have a couple of days with it?"
Yeah. Sure, yeah, you can, yeah.
Fucking
why not?
hell.
Well, I'm glad you like the... maybe we should make that version.
I don't think 2 blokes should. And we haven't got any girlfriends other than our wives.
And they just tell us to bollocks.
Exactly. Well, no, I think they would probably just go, well, okay. Do you know what I mean? What's the word that
Resigned
I'm looking for?
to it.
Yeah,
To us. They're
You know-
just
yeah.
desensitized to our shit.
Yeah, and I think they just go, oh, right, we'll go along with it, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was beautiful. I'd buy it. And I watched it, and it was great. So,
Excellent.
good job.
I think we've got to move on to another section now, Jimmy.
All right.
And I think it's called... Sorry, Jimmy or Ali G?
I'm sorry, it's this.
Oh, yeah. Well, next up is the Fright and Delight. Yeah.
Lovely. Right. When I was born, they told me I couldn't swim. But look at me now, Mum. I'm a little flipper boy. It's Flights and Delights.
Nice. Right, well, I got
it?
Yeah, it was lovely.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on the fridge. I have 5 at a stretch. Frights and Delights
Brilliant.
for you before we move on to Jimmy's lovely day release.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I was going to do a jingle. I haven't done a jingle. Right. Number 1. The diver who played the fishman, the creature, while he was underwater, was called Rico Browning. He had to spend up to 4 minutes underwater while holding his breath. This was because the director wanted it to appear as though the creature was using gills to breathe, which of course would not create bubbles, as scuba equipment does. That sucks. I don't know if that's true. It's 4 minutes. I think you might be dead.
I think that's true. I read that as well, and that's very good. But there are people in the Philippines who they live out on the water. I think they're kind of not called fish people, but they kind of are called fish people that can hold their breath for up to 10 minutes.
I think I've heard of those free divers, and they get stuff off the bottom of the ocean. And stuff.
Yes, they're not free divers like free divers. They literally live out on the ocean. On those, like, they make a little village, and they've done that for hundreds of years, and they can like hold their breath for up to 10 minutes. Not saying Mr. Rico Browning is from the Philippines, or can we check that?
We could check that.
I don't think he is.
We're
could
probably not going
But
to.
4 minutes though is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah. So
I can't do it for 30 seconds.
This is part of the same, because these are both delights, so I've lumped them together because they're both about Rico. And Rico at one point had to jump out of the water to go for a piss at the edge of the lake because he was feeling a bit desperate, caught short. And he arose from the water in front of a mother and daughter, at which point they ran away. I suspect now in desperate need to visit the toilet themselves. So
that's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, apparently he never saw them or anything again, so they probably lived their lives and died thinking they'd seen a monster come out of the lake.
Oh, he was in full costume.
He was in full costume.
Full costume. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
I'm sure I read he was in full costume. Now you're getting me to question. It's not as good
No,
a
I
story.
bet he was.
It's not as good a story if he wasn't in full costume, so I'm going to say he was in full costume.
Why didn't he just do a wee in his costume?
Well,
under the water?
maybe that's my argument for him being in the costume, was because you don't want to wee in that costume. If it was just in his bathing suit, you'd just pee in the lake.
Point.
But if
Point,
you get it
good
in that
point.
costume, it's made of rubber. That's not going anywhere. It's just coming to your face.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point. That is a very good point.
Yeah.
You're just floating around in your own piss. But
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Like when you
100%.
have a bath for 2 hours.
You're just in your piss and shit.
Yeah.
No.
What? Wow.
What?
It
Never mind.
depends.
Move on.
Yeah. All right. Number 2. The creature was based on a 17th century woodcutting of beings called a sea monk and a sea bishop. The head was of a sea monk, and the body was that of a sea bishop. Why the clergy was hiring fish monsters to spread the word of God back in the 1600s is unknown to me, but I reckon we could get an old "the world is run by aliens" conspiracy theory out of that.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Fright and Delight there. Don't know why.
Yeah. Oh.
Rubs me up the wrong way, and I get to label it whatever I want. Number 3. There was a film called The 7-Year Itch, released in 1955, featuring Marilyn Monroe. I don't know what this film was about, because I've not watched it, but it's safe to assume it was most likely about Monroe getting crabs and not treating them until she had the chance to pass them on to one of the Kennedys, which just happened to be 7 years later. Anyway, that aside,
That's a different aquatic horror.
this film has a famous scene where Monroe airs out those crabs by standing over a steam grate and having her skirt lifted up. In the background of that very scene, you'll see a poster for another film about unwanted critters scrabbling around in your moist lagoon.
Wow.
That's right. It's the poster for Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Nice. That's nice.
That story about all the crabs might not be true.
No, I don't. I think you should take that back because Marilyn Monroe is an absolute goddess.
Oh, Monroe didn't have crabs. The film was about a character.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, the film wasn't. Yeah, I take it back then. I've mixed up fiction, fake fiction, and fake and real reality. Number 4! Jaws took inspiration from this film. The scene where the creature is doing a little swim dance with Kay, while he was being nice and playful because no one had harpooned him yet, is very similar in camera angles to the scene in Jaws where Chrissy is swimming around unaware of the shark. Granted, the shark doesn't try to tickle Chrissy's feet like a creep, but it does eat her alive, so swings and roundabouts. Also, both films have the exact same body count.
Oh, that is sexual.
Yeah.
Oh, that is sexual.
Yeah. And
That's very good.
Number 5. This is the bit that I was reaching at to see if it was worth mentioning.
Okay.
The creature, while killing his victims, does a spin of death while attacking.
Yes.
Just like crocodiles and alligators, 2 other beasts that have survived unchanged for millions of years.
Yeah. The death roll.
The death roll, that's the one.
Yeah, the death roll. Yeah. He does do that, which is quite good. Yeah, and then we do get to see
the pirouette of doom.
Pirouette of doom.
Yeah.
That's big.
Roll of death, same thing.
Okay, just a little bit more. Ooh.
I thought I was the on PC one this episode, Jimmy. We agreed.
What?
It was my turn.
No. That was good.
Okay.
Lovely. Love little flits and delits.
Well, that's all my frits and delits, I'm afraid, and it's over to you now.
Oh, okay. We don't have a jingle. I've already drank all my wagwan.
What?
Yeah, I know. Fucking
Only-
hell, I'm off my sits, mate.
Third away through my Desperados. I can
I'm
hear
just
another
gonna
can
crack
being
another-
opened. I was going to say. All right,
Just your
well,
standard.
what is it then?
It's just a bog standard fucking cider,
Fair enough.
but that'd
Tastes-
be nice. Right.
Jimmy's Day release.
Thank you. So I thought we'd be a bit sophisticated. Talk about archaeologists who have discovered like interesting and weird things, because this tit found a fucking webbed hand in the wall and decided to hack away at it and pull it out instead of like, I'm pretty sure that's not the correct way to do it.
Yeah, it was the 50s, and it was based on the... Was it set earlier than the 50s, by the way, this film? I want to know.
I don't know actually.
It looked like they were dressed in like early 1900s, late 1800s, something like that.
Maybe, but shit, when did they discover the Sphinx?
The
And
Sphinx.
I'm pretty sure maybe that's where the nose went, because some tit just went, oh, we
Oh.
found this nose, pulled it
Yeah.
off, and went, oh, we'll take this over here.
Maybe the rest of it's washed down the Nile.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of dusting it off. Anyway, this prick, oh god, he's right annoyed me. Anyway, so I could talk about stone spheres in Costa Rica, which are these giant spheres that dating back to like 600 AD. In like southern Costa Rica, known locally as Las Bolas, which in English means the balls. These monuments were works of pre-Columbian civilization and most made from gambro, a rock that forms from molten magma. The people carved the stones into their perfectly spherical shapes, likely did so using other small stones, according to archaeologists who studied the ancient rocks. Anyway, we could talk about that. We could talk about the Nazca Lines, the Great Pyramids, the Sphinx, or the Shroud of Turin, which no archaeological discovery is more debated than the this is bullshit. Enigmatic shroud. I get these words wrong, it doesn't matter. Which many believe to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ. These long piece of twill cloth bears traces of blood as well as the darkened imprint of a man's body. The Catholic Church officially recorded the existence of the shroud in 1353 AD, which is when the cloth showed up in church in Liry, France. But the legend of the shroud dates back to 30 AD or maybe even 33 AD. According to that legend, the shroud was transported from Judea to Edessa, Turkey, and later to Constantinople. and then Crusaders sacked Constantinople in 1204 AD. The cloth was then moved to Athens, where it was allegedly held until 1225 AD. It wasn't until the 1980s that researchers got their hands on the cloth to try to determine its true age using radiocarbon dating. They determined that the alleged burial cloth of Jesus was actually created between 1260 and 1390 AD. In other words, the scientists determined that the cloth is most likely a medieval forgery.
So it was like, had Botox. No,
It's-
the reverse of Botox to make it look older.
Well, it was kind of just a jape. But anyway, we could talk about that. Or we could talk about this other thing. Of course, they found like the Ark of the Covenant, which was really significant. They found real life hobbits, which was a very significant,
Hang on, what?
little head.
They found the
real life
Ark of the Covenant. No, we're going through both of these in order. They found the Ark of the Covenant.
They found the Ark of the Covenant. Obviously, they found that.
When?
Yeah. It's really, really radioactive.
You're talking about Indiana Jones?
No, this is a different story. Well, this isn't this. We're not going into this.
All right. Well, I need
now.
to know what. I need to know what fresh bullshit this is.
We'll put a pin in that. Or we could talk about the lost Mayan civilization. But I think what you really want to know about, not all this fancy stuff that these archaeologists have found. I can't say that word, but it doesn't matter.
So drunk.
It's the wagwan bomb. Anyway, the best thing that any of these dirt botherers has found
Yeah.
is the largest human poo. Right? On history, on record, they found the largest human poo.
Was that in Glasgow the day after steak and Guinness night?
No, they could try, but it's not even close. Right?
Okay.
This historical poo, which is referred to in scientific community as large paleophysis or coprolite or dissected human dung specimen, was uncovered in the UK in 1972. Archaeologists from the York Archaeological Trust were excavating in the area that soon became the York branch of a Lloyd's Bank. It was there they came across this incredible find. Now it measures 20 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide.
Wow.
Yes, that's a big boy. The next thing researchers discovered was what the man was eating. They were able to discover the poo was derived from a diet of mainly meat and bread, and the outside was described as moist and peaty.
Still?
But yes. Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yes. Like he was on a sesh.
And how old is this?
1972, and it goes back to the Viking era.
Whew.
It's a big old fucking jobby. Big old jobby. But it seems like the man who did this historic and record-breaking turd wasn't exactly in tip-top shape. There were several hundred parasitic eggs found in the poo, which suggests to researchers that the 9th century man was riddled with intestinal worms. And then this young whippersnap, Gil Snape, a student conservator on a placement with York Archaeological Trust, said whoever passed it probably had performed for a few days. Probably hadn't performed for a few days.
He's crouching down for a few days just trying to lay this one out by the sounds of that.
Well, you'd think so.
Yeah.
And this is a quote from this young chap or gal, I don't know. Shall we say this guy had a very itchy bowel? So there you go. That's the best find. I think that's humanity's best find, is the biggest turd.
Excellent. Do you think that was possibly the actual plot of the 7-Year Itch, was the itchy bowel that led to this turd?
Could be. The old 7-year. Yeah, it could be.
Nothing to do with
Never seen
Marilyn
it.
Monroe. But I've never seen it either.
No, maybe
Did you say it was found where they built a Lloyd's Bank?
Yes, so this is in 1972, remember? You don't get Lloyd's banks.
So he was probably the first person to ever make a bank deposit.
Fucking hell. Very good.
Don't expect that
Keep
when you open the vault.
Well, they put this turd in a museum, so you can go and see it. What they should have done was, I would have put it on a plinth in the middle of the Lloyd's Bank
Yeah.
and gone, this is where you deposit your fucking goods.
Yeah.
This is your best. This is where you deposit your best things ever. And that was it.
Should put a frame around it and said employee of the month.
Yeah. In a plinth, in a thing. You see it when you walk in. Look at this turd. It's still meaty and peaty.
Meaty and peaty.
Oh, that could be our comedy rap duo, Meaty and Peaty.
We are the sum of our parts. A turd.
Anyway, that's my little trip out. So
Excrement. Sorry, excellent. I just got stuck on your story.
excrement, DVD excrements. It's the extra bits,
Okay.
the chunks, and the smell. Scratch and sniff.
Extra
The
chunks.
Madhouse Podcast
Wow.
DVD with DVD excrements. Scratch and sniff. See
What-
what they've been drinking and eating.
Welcome to the shit house.
We're trying to do that 20 centimeter poo, but it's not going to happen because my bumhole's so tight.
Oh, and that. Yep, that. Just that.
Right,
5
come on.
centimetre wide is painful.
Yes, massive.
I bet you
Sorry
could
about
hear the
that.
wind going over that for days afterwards.
Got to be about that, isn't it?
That's just farts for the next week.
Well, to be fair, they've got nothing else to do. They've got no Xbox or telly, so cracking out a massive fucking turd is going to be well good
The
entertainment.
winner of the original Olympics.
Yeah, I bet it was. They'd probably use that as the baton.
So
In
you'd
the
be
old
limping
relay.
around after that as well, wouldn't you?
Oh, limping around. Fuck, that's good. Write that down.
I'm writing all this time. In fact, I'm recording it because that is the premise of the whole thing.
Come on,
Right,
we're on a time here.
right. Yeah, well, you get back into the asylum or wherever it is you're on day release from, and we'll quickly mosey on over to the master of the macabre.
Sexual.
Master of the Macabre.
Welcome to the Master of the Macabre, where we decide which performer we want to hunt down and sell for cash, and who we would like to photograph from behind a bush for science.
Oh, for science, right? Okay.
That's what they're doing in the film.
safe.
Don't give me that look. That's what they were doing in the film. Hunt down, sell for cash, or photograph it from behind the underwater bush thing for evidence. So
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
weird.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I got.
You're in a safe space. You don't have to explain to me.
Well, that face suggested otherwise. It was, oh, we're going to get in trouble.
And it's not me this time.
I think in order for us to get to trouble with what we say on this podcast, somebody has to be listening to it.
Good shout. Good shout.
And our listener has put up with a lot so far. So
Fair play. Right. Go on then. What you got? Who you got? How many you got?
got two?
You got Dus. Yeah, I've got two as well.
I bet they're different.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I chuck mine out?
You chuck one of yours out, I'll chuck one of mine out. You chuck one of yours out, I'll chuck one of mine out.
Okay, my first one, I'm going to chuck out Julia Adams. I think she was great.
Okay, we did pick the same. Yeah, she's my first as well.
Yeah. I think she was really good in this. And I think she's even said,
Is it Julie or Julia?
Julie Adams.
Okay, excellent. That's what I got written down. Honest.
Why did I say Julia?
Yeah, I might
It
have
doesn't
done. Who
matter.
knows?
Anyway, I think she did an absolutely cracking job.
Yeah, so she played Kay Lawrence, the only woman in the film.
Yes. The woman.
And, yeah. I don't think the
She has-
part was great.
No. She had to put up with a lot of mansplaining and a lot of
Well, yeah.
sexist remarks.
Yes, and as I said earlier in my gist of it, main scream operator. That was unfortunately the role of a lot of women in films back in the olden days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not perfect now, but at least it's better.
Yeah, I think she even says that this was. I think she said that this was her either her favorite or the best film that she was in. She went on to do a lot of other things.
Yeah, she was quoted as saying at some point something about all the work I've ever done since the in-depth roles, the more feminist roles, if you want, and everyone always remembers this one. But it's a film. It's a great film. It's a classic film. So
Yeah, she's cracking in it.
it has its
Does the good acting.
yeah, it has its downsides, obviously, but there you go.
She's good in it. She does great. Yeah, yeah, fucking fantastic. And she's smoking, so
She just smokes. She puts a cigarette out in the water.
yes, but she doesn't actually smoke. She said, "Oh, this is the mark of a class actress as well." She was like, she doesn't smoke, but she'll smoke for the scene. She didn't
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, I'll do it for this if it's going to make the scene okay."
Yeah.
Class. She's a class bird.
If anybody needs anybody to come on and do a film where someone who doesn't drink or take drugs or anything, but I'm willing to do it for a film, yeah, I can do that. My
Yeah,
second
do it.
choice.
Well, this is technically a film, isn't it? What we're doing now.
Well,
Because
for
we're
me and you, it
filming each
is.
other.
We can see each other, but it's actually just audio for the rest of the audience. I don't know
Oh,
if
okay.
you've quite cottoned onto the premise of this yet. 52
I am.
episodes this year.
Okay.
Shall I
Right.
go for my second choice, since you said your first
Yeah,
choice
go
in
on
the
then.
match? Rico Browning.
Fuck, that was my second choice as well.
Nice. When I
This
say
is
second
good.
choice, I don't mean second in order of I want this person then that person. I just picked two.
Yeah. Go on then. Why?
Because he had an incredibly hard job. He did it very well, swimming underwater for 4 minutes at a time. He was... Well, he was the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That costume was not designed for swimming in. He looked very graceful under the water before he did the tickly toe thing. What about you?
Well, exactly. The man's holding his breath for 4 minutes.
Yeah,
He's
the hardest
swimming around
job.
with that. That's got no eye holes in it, has it? He can't see. He's just flopping about.
Yeah, it had little gaps in the holes, but I don't know how he saw while swimming. He must have been wearing some
No.
tight goggles underneath. But Jesus, if you've ever worn a Halloween costume with just slits as eyes, you can't see your way around your own house that you've been in for years. And
Exactly.
he's swimming underwater and finding Julie Adams is just swimming.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Fantastic. I think we did a really good job. We shouldn't take away from Ben Chapman, who played the gill man on the land.
Yeah, well,
But
he
he had
couldn't
an
see much
easier
either.
job.
And he took a machete to the head.
True. I don't know why they didn't just play it as the same person.
I don't know
Do you know what I
either,
mean?
because surely the guy on land can't
Yeah.
do what the guy under the water does. But the guy
Yeah.
under the water could probably walk around on land as well, because that's probably what he does 80%
Maybe he
of his
couldn't.
time.
Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he just didn't have any legs or something.
Well, he does, because I could see him kicking him around while he was swimming underwater.
Might have been bits of stick.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from this. Who should we? Who do you want to give it to?
I genuinely don't know.
I honestly think we should give it a double. I think it should be both. I think it should be a double.
What is happening to the world?
But I think it should be double.
Yeah, you just it's like giving everyone a trophy for participation.
Well, no, we're not giving everybody else a
No, I'm-
trophy, are we? We're
I'm
just going to
joking.
give Julie and Rico a trophy.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm messing. But yeah, of course.
That's
Give them both one.
Absolutely beautiful. What shape of ornament should we give them?
Well, you know what it should be. Seeing as there were two
Fish.
people who played the Fishman, there were clearly two Fishman costumes designed for one for on land and one for underwater. So we should send them both a Fishman costume. Necklace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. Okay. Fucking beautiful. Julie Adams, Rico Browning. They're in the post. I think you're both dead, which is a shame. I think Julie died in her 90s, which is good innings. Don't know about Rico, but fuck. Awesome. Yay!
We're good to end on a high note. Right, we're going to give this award away, and everyone's dead. Now, for the Madhouse rating system.
Yeah.
The Madhouse rating system.
Right, we're going to take a deep-ish dive with our little water wings on into the one and only Madhouse rating system. And of course, straight off the bat, first up, we got always that tension and suspense.
The tension and suspense, Jimmy. As you say, this film comes up against a problem we will always have while judging films from a long gone period of filmmaking.
Okay.
We're used to some harsher shit these days.
Yeah, 100%.
I do think the reveal of the monster being done in parts was a great way of doing it, rather than just flashing him up all at once.
Yeah.
You keep wanting the reveal, but it's a hand here and there at first, and then it's some legs, and then it's him underwater swimming. I'm sure cinema goers at the time would have been scared by it, and the kind of build up and the reveal and him climbing up on the boat.
Yeah.
But it doesn't scare me, so I don't feel lots of tension and suspense, but I don't think it should suffer.
I don't know. I thought for 1954, I thought that was a good build up for tension.
Yeah.
I think they had it because, like, what? He didn't really. I mean, he killed those two guys pretty quick at the start
Yeah.
with his hand.
Yeah.
Smell my fish hand.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably allergic to fish. This is probably why they died.
That's probably the problem. Yeah.
Like, again, you've got to look back and go, well, actually, that's quite a good build up of tension and suspense.
It's tension and suspense built up through storytelling, kind of, in a way, isn't it? And there's a wait for stuff and a reveal, and you have to kind of take yourself back to a time period where we hadn't had films like Saw, and you kind of go to a cinema at the drive-in.
Yeah.
With your milkshake. Mary Poppins hasn't even been released yet.
All right, Danny, are we in Greece?
Yeah. That's where my head went. What would the characters from Greece think when this film came out 10 years before Greece was set? Anyway.
Well, they'd be loving it. Someone would be touching someone's boob. There'd be milkshakes built. Someone's copping a feel, innit? Someone's running off. Someone's getting slapped.
Someone's having a pregnancy scare.
Yeah, popcorn.
What, the popcorn's having a pregnancy scare? Yeah. Popping another one out, are you? Huh? Anyway, sorry. Are you going to give it one for tension and suspense? Or shall we?
I would definitely give it one for tension.
Yeah. I think if we didn't, we'd be taking it away because it doesn't live up to the tension and suspense we're used to now.
Well, exactly. But I don't think we should judge it on that.
No, I don't.
Judge it on then. And I think they did build it up very well. And this is an absolute classic. This has gone down in history as an absolute classic. We're still watching it. What did we say? 69 years?
I think it's 69 years.
69
70 years next year, won't it?
And it's still... Yeah, I think we should give it one for that.
All right. 1 out of 1.
Yeah. All right. Next up, obviously, it's that musical score and those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sound effects.
The creature theme in this film is iconic and it's decent. So it may shock you to know that the composer went uncredited.
Why?
His name was Hermann Stein, and it wasn't until the year 2000 when an orchestra recorded a performance of the score that he was finally credited. He also composed the score for the swimming scene where Kay goes for an ill-advised swim in deep, unknown water in the middle of the Amazon. And the rest of the soundtrack was composed by Stein and a couple of other composers on Universal's books at the time, as well as stock music that Universal had at the time. So it was like a mixture of bits all the way through. I don't think they were credited because they were like staff. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like a music
Just
by Universal type thing.
Yeah. Just do this. Stock. Just do this. See what this is.
Yeah, so they composed different bits between different members of Universal staff. They used some stock stuff that Universal had at the time. But it's good, I guess is what we're rating it on, not the story behind it. That's just an interesting fact.
So what have they mashed? Universal. So they've already done Frankenstein. They've already done The Mummy. They've already done Dracula, surely, by this point.
Yes.
So what? They cut bits out of that and put it in there, did they?
Oh, I don't
Probably.
even think it's that. I think it's just, you know how you have like stock music now? It's just there's stuff
okay.
that you can just use for free, and
Yeah.
that's fine. We'll use that. Or just, we've recorded this for this film, so let's record some other stuff because we've still got the studio for another hour or two, and we'll put it on the books. And if it ever comes in handy, it comes in handy.
Right, I'm with you.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
But it's good.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you notice though? Where the Jaws soundtrack came from.
No,
So that you didn't get it in this film.
no, I didn't see it.
You didn't
Hear it?
hear this bit in the film.
No.
The dun 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 dun. This is in this film.
Shit.
I don't
Well, if
think-
I heard it, it went right over my head.
Oh, it was so good. As soon as I heard it, it was like, oh, that's where he got it from.
Oh,
That's where it came from.
I feel like a failure.
It's very subtle and it's there. And it's, I think it's when he's swimming under her and it goes dun dun dun. And there's all this other orchestra stuff, but there's that bit underneath that goes dun 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 dun
Ah,
dun.
that's weird.
It's like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
I always heard the Jaws score was come up just originally with a dun dun. Someone was paid and went, oh, how about these two notes? Well,
It might, well, nah, you have to go back and listen to it because there is that there.
what are the odds of them sounding so similar?
Like, oh, that's good. Just hear it going. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's
Like,
pretty
oh,
cool.
fucking yes, well done.
That's pretty cool.
That's good.
Right. Oh,
I like.
I think we should give it one, by the way.
Yeah, I'll give it one. Let's give it one.
The specific theme that happens when the creature is around.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the classic
Yeah.
one.
His
That's the-
entrance music.
Yeah, his wrestler's entrance
Yeah.
music.
Entrance music. So, right, 2 stars there.
Yep.
Right, next up, we got gore and visual effects.
It's not still bad considering how old the film is, as we've already said. That creature would shit me up if I saw it, especially climbing out to take a piss somewhere.
100%.
There is no gore, I will say that now. There just wasn't really gore in those days, I guess, as we'd expect it these days. But the camera does a lot of the heavy lifting, creating that feeling of terror in this film. If you if you just took a camera and shot this thing walking, you'd be like, what's the big deal? It can barely move. But the way it's shot,
Yeah.
it's a visual effect, It's good. It's well
It
done.
is.
It wouldn't work anywhere near as good without good direction or camera work. So there you go. The 2 guys who played the creature couldn't see because the eyes on the mask were fixed without much of a gap. As we've already said, that's it's probably not a great way to build a costume, but also the way it would look on camera. If you had a big eye hole, it might be a bit obvious.
Yeah. Safety apparently is out the window as well if you're
Oh, yeah.
dunking that dude in water, isn't it?
Yeah, well, as we said, the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy who played him on ground got a machete to the head because he couldn't see properly for the choreography of stopping them
Ben
machete.
Chapman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it did any damage, but there you go. The story was obviously told because we know it. The creature was designed by Millicent Patrick, but she was not credited. Credit was falsely taken, I should say, actually, for years by the head of Universal's makeup department. By the time credit was given to her, she was dead.
Oh, you fucking bastards.
So I'm assuming she was grateful for that one in the end.
What a prick. What absolute pricks.
Yeah. It's
Bullshit.
that's a story that comes up a lot in history about the men in charge of certain things taking credit for what women and just people in general below them had come up with. But yeah, you couldn't give a woman credit back in the day at all. Apparently, in science and astronomy as well, happens a lot. So we will credit Millicent Patrick on this podcast.
Big ups.
After this
Amazing.
episode is released, at least 3 people will know more.
Okay, beautiful.
Right, what's next? Oh, shit, are we giving it one? Give it one.
Well, hold
Go
on. I haven't said my 2 cents yet.
Oh, sorry.
I was just about to say something about the visual effects and the what really. I love the outfit; it's great. But the very first bit where we see the hand coming out of the water
Yeah,
onto the ground, and it kind of scratches along the ground.
yeah.
If you look closely enough, you can see one of his claws bend and flop like it's rubber.
Uh,
And it just one of them, and it's really annoying. It's literally the first time, and then it just flops over, and it's like, oh, that's rubber.
that's
And
annoying.
they used that shot like twice after that, the same shot of it coming out of. You just see it, the little nail on the end of the hand, and it just bends because it's rubber. Was it dragging along? Because it can't drag along the ground because it's rubber, and it just bends. And I was like, oh.
See, I noticed they used
Never
the same
mind.
shot a few times. I didn't notice the bending fingernail.
Oh,
I did wonder at the time as well, how can he see what he's doing? Because if I was underwater, as I often am, trying to grab someone's ankle, as I often am, I have to stick my head up to see where the ankle is, to grab it. You know what I mean?
no, you just go for it.
Yeah, but how do you know they're there?
Senses.
Sensors.
You're obviously
of course.
not. Yeah, senses, mate. I'll show you. We'll go
Okay.
down the lake later.
Okay.
I'll show you.
yeah,
How to,
sure.
I'll show you how to grab a young boy's leg from the water.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, I didn't have a specific age or gender in mind. Are we giving it one? Not the young boy. The go of visual effects.
Wow. I mean, we've got to. You've got to, haven't you?
Well, that's 3 out of 3, then, isn't it?
It's got to be
What's next?
performance.
I like the performances in this film. They're a product of the time. They're hamming it up a lot, but it's nicely done. There's lots of Jimmy. What are we gonna do? We've got to record a podcast. Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, calm down, woman. I'm having a fag.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the timing of that slap. For people listening,
Yeah, that's great.
Jimmy said the words, I did the slap. That was like, fucking hell.
Well, now you've ruined the magic, you fucking tit.
Sorry.
You have to mansplain it to everyone.
Mansplaining the joke. Let me mansplain what mansplaining is, okay? Right. I want to give it one for performance as well.
Yeah, I do as well. I think, I think they were all cracking.
Okay.
It's 4 out of bloody 5 here.
4 out of
Right.
5 so far.
Next up is that overall experience. How did it make you feel? Oh,
Made me feel pretty good. I guess we have to decide at this early stage of season 2, series 2, is this a 5 out of 5 film? Or is it a 4 out of 5 film? And if this isn't a 5 out of 5 film, what is a 5 out of 5 film? And is it a 5 out of 5 film based on the time period it was made and how films were at the time? Or is it a 5 out of 5 film based on what we expect out of 5 out of 5 film in 2023?
I mean, this is up there. This has got stars. This has got stars for days. I know what a 5 out of 5 film is in aquatic horror. This is up there. This is
Yeah.
up there.
Right.
This is at the very least, this is a 4.5.
Oh,
'cause
I'm
this
not
was
saying it's not a
amazing.
5 out of 5. I'm just saying this is the
Like-
turning point in our lives.
Okay, it's at least a 4. Watch this on Blu-ray and it was crisp as fuck. Absolutely great. It's still a good
They should
film.
put that on the blurb review at the back. Crisp as fuck.
Crisp
Jimmy.
as fuck. This is crisp as fuck, boy. It's probably fuzzy as in the day, but
I got it on
back here it's
DVD.
crisp. Oh, just DVD. You didn't get the Blu-ray.
It was in between, as you say, fuzzy as and crisp as fuck. I think we give it 5 out of 5 because we can,
I don't think
in overall, give it a 1 each, or give it take away 1 each, or anything in between, which means you can have a 6 out of 5. Should we go 4.5? I can see your face.
I think yeah, you can. I think we should go 4 out of 5 for this one.
4.
I think it's up there. No, I think we should go 4 out of 5 for this one.
Okay, 4 out of 5. I will agree with you. Leaving room for improvement.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Right, excellent. 4 out of 5. Are you going to write that down on your little victim board behind you?
I'm putting it down. It's down. It's
excellent.
Logged.
Right, so I think we need to do, if you're ready and willing and able and have chosen a film, the IMDb challenge.
Yeah. I'm ready. Let's see if you got it. Ready?
Yep.
A spaceship is discovered under 300 years worth of coral growth at the bottom of the ocean.
A spaceship.
I will read it again. A spaceship is discovered under 300 years worth of coral growth at the bottom of the ocean.
Coral. Alien
Coral.
From Malacandra.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Don't know. What is it? I should have another random guess?
It's the absolute 1998 classic starring the one and only Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, and Samuel L. Jackson. It is that classic film, The Sphere.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
It's written by the same guy who wrote Jurassic Park. Come on.
I've got a book by him that he sent to me because of this podcast. Oh, no, wait, hang on. The guy who wrote the book or the screenplay?
The book, Michael Crichton.
The guy who wrote the screenplay sent a book to me to review, I assume, for this, because of this podcast. It's called Cold Storage. It was pretty good. There you go. There's your review. He sent it about 3 years ago.
Tasty.
Crazy. I was going to give you that book when I remember.
Yes, I do. You never did.
Yeah, well, I will now. Because I've been called out on it. All right. That's it from the Madhouse then. The next film will be The Sphere, about a spaceship. A motherfucking spaceship by the sounds of it. Because Samuel L. Jackson's in it. So, thank you for listening to the Madhouse podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast wherever the fuck you are listening to it right now, because that's obviously what you do. I don't know why people say that at the end of podcasts. You can find them. You know where you can find them because you're listening to it. Anyway, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please send your own underwater horror stories to I once met a manfish with a fetish at Joey's clearly thought too much about this.com.
I wish I should have thought so. I always forget that I should fucking write something for this. Right! I'm gonna flounder about in the shallow water. Or, no, fuck off. What's that? What was even that? Right! We're gonna... Fuck you. Right, I'm just gonna go... No, I got it. This is like I'm proper on the spot now. Right. Right! When I was born, they told me I couldn't swim. Fuck off. Come on. This is nonsense. Right! We're gonna take a deep... Right.
That was good. You should write that down. Alright?
Sexual.
Yep. Still got a minute 30 if you want to...
No.